Witness F, who concluded his second day of testimony before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, has admitted to illegally exposing a police service warrant of arrest to alleged drug cartel kingpin Vusimuzi Matlala. The October 2024 warrant was meant for social media personality Musa Kaula, who had previously written extensively about Matlala's alleged criminal activities, including the August 2021 brutal murder of Gauteng Health whistleblower Babita Deokaran. The warrant accused Kaula of the contravention of the Cyber Crimes Act and criminal injuria. Witness F claims that he sent the warrant of arrest to Matlala in order for his security company, CAT VIP Protection, to assist with the execution of Kaula's arrest. And crime expert Mike Bolhuis joins us now to further unpack today's proceedings. Mr. Bolhuis, thank you so much for your time, sir. Welcome. So very damning revelations in today's Madlanga proceedings with Witness F. I want to expertly deal with the fact that he was tracking, of course, social media vloggers' movements, namely Musa Kaula, whom, if you can recall, was the first to actually tweet about the alleged dubious criminal activities and cartel links with Mr. Matlala and various other high-ranking individuals and politicians that ultimately saw him arrested for months and denied bail, a matter that should have been speedily resolved, proving that these individuals can use the law to silence and deal with their perceived exposers or enemies. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Well said. You said it well. So we have seen in this commission, I must call it in a way a soapy. I must in a way call it a drama. And I must also say that it is totally identifying the criminal element. It shows our safety insecurity infrastructure in South Africa is absolutely failing. It shows that crime has grown to a level of extreme organized crime and racketeering. It shows of political interference. It shows very clearly that the president is implicit in the sense that he knows what has been going on and he did not put his foot down or do something about it. It shows that names like Matlala and all these others that have been mentioned has been colluding, communicating in whichever and whatever way in order to act out their selfishness and to enrich themselves and to avoid any form of detection and only look after themselves. And now when they're all being heard in this hearing, some of them are throwing each other and pointing fingers to each other and throwing each other for the wolves.
Mike, I mean, you're a cybersecurity crime expert there. This is quite important because this actually reveals the intelligence is used for personal gains and targets. General Senona the other day conceded to sharing sensitive SABC info with criminally accused Matlala. Witness F2, we heard yesterday also at the ad hoc how allegedly General Shadrach Sibia has a grabber. And Mike, what is the state security agency then responsible for oversight? In fact, for specific and supervised access to such, if only for state-related purposes. Where are they? Why did such news have to surface on social media and via bloggers?
Well, this is not new. This just hasn't been properly exposed during the years. But remember the spy tapes? Remember the previous, even from Salevi's era, where they were buying grabbers, bringing in grabbers. At a stage, there were 7 grabbers and extreme technology brought in by gangsters operating with him. And then they were never updated, they were never trained personnel. But in any way, now we're looking at where we are now. No criminal organization, organized crime or racketeering can flourish without digital or electronic devices or information. And the best way, the total best way to identify any situation or a person is by a cell phone and also to give information and warnings. That's why we've always said since day one, it is absolutely shocking that since the breaking news with facts of all these generals and government officials that has been identified, the first thing the president should have done with absolutely beyond reproach task team is to confiscate all digital and electronic devices. Once you have a person's cell phone, it's worth more than DNA because it absolutely puts you at the spot wherever all your communications and whatever you delete can be retrieved. I mean, the cybercrime situation in our country is in the worst state that it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, all these devices and technology has been brought in and is supposed to be used for in extreme rape cases, kidnapping cases, and extreme cases, cybercrime cases. And it's not. Mm-hmm. I cannot say too much, but I know exactly with the teams that we are dealing with in the police, they don't closely as the level of private security institutions like ourselves. And they seek out our assistance, and we gladly assist. But the bottom line is the state has and has had the opportunity, but it's been used for evil and for self-gain, and obviously to in the form of corruption.
And the problem started when the SSA moved towards the office of the presidency. I mean, in closing and very quickly, Mike, when it comes to overall risk assessment of the state, then this means we are totally exposed. What needs to happen in order to address some of these internal systematic challenges that make us vulnerable to those in power?
Well, I'll give you the final answer, which I'll probably give if I'm interviewed again once this is all done and dusted. If we don't get a new government in place, it's not going to work. If we don't get a new crime fighting police unit, overall one, with all its specialized units in place, it's not going to work. If we don't get a mindset change in the public's opinion, where they should respect and fear and see the government as the go-to guys and the police and the authorities as their protector and service, it's not going to work. And the people is not going to change if the government doesn't change. And if the government doesn't change, the police won't change. So I can only give the top and the most. I can't give you levels of how we can change this. We need a total sweep. Mm-hmm. I mean, the more this hearing goes on, the more you see the corruption. And the more it becomes now the narrative, and the less we are shocked.
Absolutely, Mike. Thank you so much, as always, for your analysis there. That is crime and forensic investigations expert, Mr. Mike Bolhuis, there with some analysis of the proceedings at Madlanga today as witness F wrapped up his testimony.